Hello and welcome back to Gargi Club. Once again, I welcome you all in today's video where I'm going to talk about the importance of self study in a student's life. So, as an educator uh, and a sincere student myself, over the years I have realized that how important self study is for a child and his performance in school or whatever he does in his career. So it propelled me to prepare on this topic. So because the now the exam season will be on, and after some months the board exams will commence, and I have come across many students, those who really find it as a struggle, a real struggle, in managing their studies, in managing their time, and how they can score better. So let's start the video as to what is the importance of self study in a child's life. First of all, self study helps the child, a student, to retain better, because the child is able to do his first hand study. He is able to sit with his books actively and consciously, so the child retains better. Second, time to traveling time, getting ready for external help or tuitions is saved. It is rather cut short from the routine, which can be utilized for other important tasks, right? Like journaling or introspection, or maybe having any hobby, practicing any hobby. So that is also that it can be considered. Thirdly, the child is able to identify his weak areas or areas of improvement, because as I said, the child is able to consciously work towards his performance, towards his studies. So the child knows where he is lacking and what can be done for that. Fourthly, self study saves money, because after the tutor has helped the child has to still sit down and learn the concept on his own, because a tutor as an external help can only help in terms of concept building, in terms of doubt solving, in terms of problem solving, but ultimately the child still has to sit with his books and notebooks and get to work. So that economic aspect is also there, and that money can be used in other things. Fifthly, the child becomes sharper and more self-aware when the child has realized the importance and art of self-study. Yes, when the child is exercising self-study, he knows what he is good at, what he is not so good at, and how he can be better at certain things. Next, the child finds himself confident to ask his doubts from school teachers, which otherwise he is usually hesitant to do so. Yes, these days and also during my school days, I have seen that the students are not so comfortable or open to asking doubts from the teachers, and they try to remain in a shell and try to keep on having that false picture and depicting that false picture that they're understanding everything, but at the back of their mind they know that they are not able, it's just that they are not able to speak up, or sorry, and or they are just having that in the back of their mind that okay, they'll go to tuition and there they are going to solve their problems with their tutor. So self study also makes the teachers accountable for their work towards the child's performance, and the teacher does not have that alibi to say that, okay, you ask your tuition teacher or you take tuitions, okay, okay, you can solve that query there. No, it's the teacher's duty first to help the child in solving the problems where he is struck. Because these days it has become a common practice that the school teachers have also become relaxed. They have a laid back attitude towards the child's learning, that these days everybody is going to tuition, we can do our bit, whatever we can do, and rest the tutor or the parents are going to take care of. No, which is actually not right. Seventh is self study makes a child more self reliant, self aware, and responsible towards his own self. Yes, just like making your own bed, having breakfast, getting ready for school, packing your bag, keeping all the essential things in the pencil box, keeping your lunch box and water bottle, polishing your shoes, wearing your socks, wearing proper uniform. Self study also, it should also be promoted among in families where the child knows, has that sense of self reliance and self responsibility, that whatever concepts are being taught at school, he is responsible enough to come back home, sit with his books, have a dedicated time frame, and study. And in this way, the child cannot just put the blame on the tutor or the teachers, that so and so has not helped or was not competent enough to help the child in that particular concept. And it also helps the parents to actually see the pattern of the child, how is it going, where is it going, and how the child is doing on his own. So this is also a great way of analyzing the child's performance and how he is able to do in his studies. Next is self study facilitates the child to assess his performance. Yes, as I said, with little external help, with little help from outside sources, the child knows how he is doing. Let's say if today a concept is being taught and the next week is the test, so the child knows how he has to plan his day, how he has to plan his self study, how much time he has to devote to each subject so that he can do well in his test. So this is also a great means to assess the performance on his own, and not just rely upon others and put the blame on others, that this person did not help me, or maybe the tutor was not available, maybe the tutor did not give that much time, or anything. Next is self study allows the child to manage his time, his emotions, his insecurities at his own pace. This is very important, especially in today's times. It has become the quintessential part in a child's life, that the child is able to set a pace, is able to have a harmonious relationship with his own self, where he is avoiding or is safe from anxiety, peer pressure. When he goes out, sit with other groups and see where he stands. It's, see, I am not against group studies. I am not saying that when you study in peers or when you study in groups it is unhealthy. No. What I'm trying to make a point here is, in tuition, when there are children sitting of similar age group and same class or maybe same school, the child somewhere has a peer pressure, has somewhere has anxiety. which curbs the child to come out fully. Well, this is not always the case, but many a times this happens. And the child starts, if the child is reserved, introvert, not able to speak, the child will start having inferiority complex, will start having giving into comments that will be passed on, right? So, this is a self study makes the child confident about his own faculties, about his own capabilities. And the last point is self study helps in developing curiosity in a child towards his subjects and take active interest in his studies. Yes. Uh, if I give you my own example and from my own experience, I tell you, self study is just works wonders when it comes to sitting down at your table with your books, with your problems, with dedicated time frame, with well demarcated boundaries. The child is able to exhibit that sense of responsibility, that sense of maturity, which the parents also see and they are happy about it. And so, yes, these were the 10 points I just enlisted, emphasizing on the importance of self study in a child's or in a student's life. But having said all this, I would not overrule the point that sometimes tuitions are also important, because every child is different, every child is unique, every family's background or every family's situation is not the same. So there are many factors which lead to the decision of opting for self study or seeking external help. But all in all, and also self study doesn't mean that you are not taking external help. It can also be the thing that maybe you are taking external help in one or two subjects, but apart from that, when you come back home, you are practicing these things in your life and benefiting from these values in your life. So I hope you liked the today's session and you found it worth it. And if you want to add to these points, if I've missed on to any point, do let me know in the comment section, and let me know on which topic you want me to come up in my next video for you all. Until then, stay safe. Thank you so much, and do like, share and subscribe for more such informative videos. Thank you so much.